So let's talk about the Kennedy curse. So the Kennedys are thought of as American royalty. The men are thought of as American royalty, and the women are treated abhorrently. If you dared to get too much attention or have too much autonomy, you would most likely be institutionalized or worse. So I'm going to talk about three instances and three different women who dealt with being institutionalized by the men in the Kennedy family. So this is Jackie Kennedy, who was very famously married to JFK. And one of the things we know about JFK is that he had affairs allegedly with the likes of Marilyn Monroe and probably other celebrities at the time. And then it's rumored that Jackie Kennedy knew about the affairs and had some affairs of her own with the likes of Marlon Brando, Warren Beatty, Paul Newman. And even in Marlon Brando's memoir, he allegedly had a whole section about how he had a 2-day tryst with Jackie, but it got cut out. So this is all hearsay, right? Well, there's this story that happened in 1957 where apparently JFK and Jackie had a fight, and Jackie left in her pajamas to blow off some steam, and JFK called an ambulance to pick her up and admitted her to a psychiatric clinic in Massachusetts. And this seems to be a theme with Kennedy men where they would lock away their spouse or a woman in their life to get their way. Going to this psychiatric clinic was detrimental to Jackie's mental health. She said that this was an awful experience for her, and obviously she struggled with depression after this. And in her biography, she called the electroshock therapy that they gave her the nightmare of her life. And then there's Rosemary Kennedy. So it seems like Rosemary struggled with a low IQ and a learning disability. And when Rosemary started coming into her own, she became an adult. She was going out with boys, things like that. Apparently, that was when her family got very protective of her and wanted to put her into a mental health facility. Now, there's an author named Maureen Callahan who wrote a book called Ask Not the Kennedys and the Women They Destroyed. And in this book, it sounds like she is alleging that Rosemary Kennedy was molested by her father. And when she started going out and, dating and basically not being what he wanted her to be anymore, or maybe she was threatening that she would speak out against her abuser, then he put her in a mental health facility. And that's where she was, I believe, lobotomized and treated with electroshock therapy. This quote-unquote treatment left Rosemary with a lifelong disability, and she passed away in 2005. Her story is truly heartbreaking, and I can't even imagine having your own family do such a horrible thing to you. And when I heard about Rosemary struggling with a learning disability, it made me think of RFK Jr. saying that he would put people who are on ADHD medication or any other medications that help them deal with mental health issues into basically a work farm or work camp. And it just feels right on track for his family.